I'm Lance Phillips. The Saskatchewan-famous Fat Kids Invitational went this weekend. Kinger, why weren't you there?
I'm Chris King. I was doing family time at the lake, bath, fishing, and friends and family.
Bass fishing?
Bath, like bathing in a tub.
Bathing kids.
Yeah. Well, they were muddy, so it was like you'd bath, then you'd take them out play, then you'd bath them
I'm
again.
going to take a crack at your son, but he could probably play in the Fat Kids Invitational.
He could. He's already one of those. The problem with him is you can't fit him into any tub anywhere because he's so big.
Did you catch any fish?
Caught a couple. Didn't get out that much. Shocking, with 4 kids, you can't fish that much.
All right, listen. Lakeland College, the season is rapidly approaching.
Yeah.
We're still a good 2 months away, I think. But is there anything happening on the basketball front?
We have our ID camp, or not our ID camp, bomb drop coming up here in July. So that's coming up soon.
It's a big deal.
So it's what, 4 weeks away, that's it.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Fat Kids Invitational, shall we? This past weekend in Saskatoon was the 4th annual Fat Kids Invitational, won by Mark Dodds and Ryan O'Kranitz. -10 was their final score on the weekend, so well done there. But the real drama heated up after Championship Sunday when Austin Dyer made a point that Ryan Waldorf and the two Janelles shot, in fact, a +1 on the final round instead of a -1, giving Dyer and his teammate second place. Now, this goes back to a scorecard issue, Kinger, where the handed-in written scorecard for Waldorf showed a +1, or a -1, pardon me, but the actual 18 Birdies app, the official scoring app of the Fat Kids Invitational, showed a +1. What should count, the official app or the written scorecard?
Well, I'm going to say the app. Knowing Coach Dyer, he was probably like the scorecard police checking everyone. He'll do anything to win.
Which Dyer are we talking about?
Sorry, Coach Austin Dyer, not Coach Taylor Dyer. He's a little more chill. Coach Austin is win at all costs in those events.
And you know, Ruben Baker made the point that everyone remembers second, and they even if they did get second, they would have finished 8 strokes back of Dodds and O'Kranitz.
Well, it's tough competing against Dodds because you're competing against a world-class athlete who can hit the ball like 500 yards. I've golfed with him in the Rustlers golf tournament. Yeah. I just say, okay, you know what? You drive, I'll chip.
I clearly think that the round that was set up at Dakota Dunes was set up by Dodds because he plays that course regularly. So we all played from the Golds. So every second shot was 300 yards out from the green. Or in reality, it was a good 220 to 180 you were shooting your second shot from the green.
It felt like it at least, hey?
Yeah, for sure. But as it gets back to getting back to the point here, if the app is the official scoring mechanism, official scoring situation for the Fat Kids, you have to go with the app. So I say Waldorf and the Janelles finish the tournament at -1, and Dyer and Sharkey get in there as second place at -2. That's my official stance on this.
There you go. It's official. It's changed now. We're done.
Do you agree with that?
I agree. The app's the way it goes. If that's what's
You're just
scoring.
not even going to fight it, are you?
No, I agree. The app's the way it goes. You can hand in anything on scorecards. You see it all the time. People forge those all the time.
Better see it the 2019 Fat Kids, that's for sure.
The NHL entry draft happened this weekend, Lance, and the Edmonton Oilers had a few picks in the top few rounds. Evan Bouchard went 10th overall in the first round, and in the second round, center Ryan McLeod with the 40th overall. Lance, what do you think about these picks?
It's a win. That's a win. I think the Edmonton Oilers had a good draft day. Look, at one thing that this team has been well known for over the last few years is defensively they are challenged. The Edmonton Oilers are challenged defensively. And I think it's clear now who won the Adam Larson-Taylor Hall trade. And it wasn't the Edmonton Oilers.
This year.
So that was, this year,
yeah.
exactly. So they go out, they get this kid that was ranked between all the different rankings, had an average of a 7.6 ranking. So this is great value. And I like this kid. He has a tremendous upside as it pertains to the power play. He's a legitimate quarterback for the Edmonton Oilers power play. And I believe this kid could play in the NHL this coming season. He's that good.
Yeah, he's real close. And Bouchard had 87 points in the O last year from the point. And Bob McKenzie had him rated as the best passer in the draft, which is pretty impressive when you look at it.
Can I parlay onto what you just said about the 87 points there?
Yeah.
I'll make the point that 87 points is the second most points by a draft-eligible defenseman this century. That's impressive. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. 87, that's over a point per game for a defenseman, and that's his 3rd year in the OHL with the London Knights.
And as you pointed out, the biggest thing right now is it addresses a need right now. They need a defenseman, and this is a kid that's pretty close to being able to play. If he's not playing in September, he'll probably be by the end of the year because he's that far developed. So I like that they filled their need with someone ready to go and an elite passer, elite scorer.
And let's keep in mind here that there's still some unknowns with the Edmonton Oilers as it pertains to defense. Nurse was just tendered his qualifying offer. There's no guarantee he even stays with the Oilers this season. You'd like to think he would, and he probably will. But and just getting back to Ryan McLeod real quick, that's a kid who's fast. He's fast, and he's fast, and he's big. And he played really well with the Mississauga Steelheads this past year. I like what they're getting out of this guy. Not going to play on the team in 2018-19, but maybe a year away.
He also plays multiple spots. He's played left wing, right wing, and center, and that's really key because you can plug him in wherever.
You know, they made a quick change up where they moved up in the draft. They traded away their 3rd and 5th round picks to move up to pick up Olivier Dominique at the end of the 2nd round. The Oilers organization says he's the best goaltender in the draft, and he'll be good for them down the road. I like that pick too. I think they did really well. I give them a B+.
Yeah, it was a really good draft. Number 1 goalie in North America.
The Calgary Flames made a big splash in day 2 of the NHL entry draft, trading away. It's a blockbuster essentially, Kinger, with the Hurricanes, trading away Dougie Hamilton, Michael Ferland, and a prospect, Adam Fox, coming back the other way to Calgary. Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm. Do you think the Flames are a better team or a worse team now, Kinger?
I think the Flames have the potential to be better. I think those guys.
They're better now.
You think they're better now?
They're better now.
I think it gives them a really high ceiling, and I think those guys offensively could end up being really good. And Hannafin played a ton of offensive zone minutes. He was really good in the offensive zone this year. I think he's only going to get better.
Right, and I think he's in his 3rd year in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken. He's 23 years old, 21 to 23. You know, and there's a few things here. Dougie Hamilton, for as big an upside as he has, is the potential he has an attitude problem. He's ill-mannered. He's terrible to be around. And the Flames got rid of him. He's gone. They get Hannafin in, another kid who I think that's, as far as trade is concerned, those two guys are pretty even. Here's the big difference, and it's on defense. TJ Brody is going to get a chance to move away from Stone. He gets up to play with Giordano when in 2014-2015, those two were essentially unstoppable on defense. Yep. And Hannafin gets a chance to move over to play with Travis Hamonic. That defensive core of the Calgary Flames is going to be outstanding. And a lot of it is because Brody plays with Giordano now. They're back together.
Yeah, it's exciting for Calgary, especially not having picks going into that draft, right? You're thinking this is kind of a mess. Both those guys also coming to Calgary were 5th overall draft choices. And when you're drafted in the top 5 or even the top 10, you know there's elite talent there. It's just whether or not you're going to reach that. And I don't think they've reached that yet.
You know, what can Peters do for them remains to be seen. Quickly, want to touch on Ferland.
Yeah.
Ferland had the best year of his career, but he also played between Goudreau and Monahan. So he should have had a pretty good year. So if you can bring Elias Lindholm in, and Lindholm had 44 points in 2017-2018.
Correct.
He's going to play with those two guys, and I see he'll be 10 points better this coming season just playing with those two.
That sounds like a bold prediction.
This is a win for the Calgary Flames. It's a win for the Flames.
We're on the Flames train. The MLB has placed a 75-game suspension retroactively to Roberto Osuna, the Jays closer. Lance, what does the suspension say to the MLB and the players?
It doesn't say anything good, Kinger. What it says is that PED use is worse than beating the tar out of your girlfriend. Allegedly.
This is so frustrating. I don't know how many times we can see this happen. How is this not a full year suspension?
Or more?
This isn't an allegedly
Not
thing.
even a full year.
Charges
He's already played games. So the remainder of this year, and maybe part of next year or most of next year too.
And here's my hot take on the PED. Okay, you take PEDs, you're cheating, and you're hurting yourself. In the future, you could die from it, right?
Sure.
Domestic abuse, you're hurting others around you that have no chance.
Right.
So how is that not double the punishment?
It's insane. And I mean, we saw this in the NFL with the Ray Rice situation. Ray Rice initially was assessed a 2-game suspension, and there was video evidence of Ray Rice knocking out his girlfriend, which is now his wife. That's a whole other subject. Knocking out his girlfriend in an elevator and dragging her out. 2 games initially is what he got. And substance abuse users were getting, full year suspensions in the NFL. What we have here is we have leagues that are what I classify as old boys clubs.
Yep.
These are old boys clubs. And what needs to happen, if real change is going to be instituted here, women need to stop sending their money into these leagues by going to games, by buying jerseys. Women need to stop entirely.
Everyone needs to. Right?
Well, yeah, for sure. But women especially If I'm a woman and that's happening, I'm not engaging it. But you're right. I'm not saying that men shouldn't stop that. Yeah. They should too. Men should stop as well. And until it starts to hit these leagues in the pocketbooks, it's going to continue to happen. It's not right. It's absolutely Bush League.
No. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and I mean, so now that's up to the Jays. What do you do if you're the Blue Jays?
You got to release him.
You got to get rid of that guy.
You got to release him. You can't. I wouldn't. If I was a GM, I wouldn't be trying to trade him. I would be cutting him and releasing him because it's the right thing to do. Because it's the right thing for humanity.
It's the right thing to do. But are the Jays going to do it? This is the thing. Can the Jays man up, in a sense, and do the right thing here? And that's real telling. That is going to be real telling.
Time will tell.
You cannot have that guy on your roster.
Yep.
Barry Trotz. A week ago, we talked about Barry Trotz, and we were saying that maybe the Washington Capitals should pay him. This week, we're talking about Barry Trotz, and the New York Islanders did pay him. 5-year contract for the New York Islanders. Money has not been released, but it's pretty good. What does this trade mean? It's not even a trade. What does this mean for the New York Islanders, Kinger?
It means the Islanders are trying to get their guy. They're trying to sign Tavares, and they're trying to say, look, we got one of the top 5 coaches in the league. We brought in Lou Lamoriello. Changes are happening.
Who's a sorcerer, by the way. A wizard.
Yes. We want you to be the key to everything else, right? And don't ask me how Trotz walks away. You win a cup and you don't get offered a contract. How does that even happen?
Trotz's new deal, it's reportedly worth double what he would have made annually on the automatic extension that kicked in with the Capitals, and he gets 5 years instead of 2.
Yeah, and the buyout is probably all 5.
If I'm a Washington Capitals fan, I am incensed about this. And what it means for the Islanders is exactly what you said. John Tavares is going to play for the New York Islanders, and probably for an extended period of time.
And that also gives them credibility with other free agents.
No kidding.
I think when you have that now, whether it's your tier 1 or tier 3 guys, they want to play for a good coach and they want to play for a system that's under control. When you go to some of these other organizations, you see what's going on, and you're like, you know what? I don't want any part of that. Not in free agency.
They also have the rookie of the year, Matthew Barzal, who's not going to get worse.
No,
not going to get worse.
Getting better.
This team could be. They had a troublesome year this past season, but they could be on the rebound. I see this team being exponentially better this year, and simply because they brought in Trotz, and for the reasons, one of the main reasons you just stated, it gives them credibility. It's huge for that organization.
And if you think it's not credible, seeing Ovechkin complain about losing his coach is interesting, right? And Ovechkin doesn't seem like a guy that's really tied to any coach, but the fact that he was upset about it speaks volumes about it.
We talked about this before, and I made the point that I got to know Brent Peterson from the Predators, and he has had nothing but good things to say about Barry Trotz when he spent time there with the Predators. So if he likes them and the Predators players liked him, you can be sure the Capitals players liked him, and you can be sure the Islanders players are going to like him.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if in the next half dozen seasons we see a Stanley Cup end up in New York. I would not be surprised.
I like it. It's a win for New York.
It's a huge win.
The World Cup is well underway as we are heading into the knockout phase this weekend. Lance, what is the most compelling moment so far of the World Cup?
Entering Tuesday, there's been some seriously compelling moments. And I have 4 listed here, and I could not pick the one to me that was most compelling. At the top of my list, and this is not in order, I've got Toni Kroos' goal in the 95th minute where Germany, the defending champion of the FIFA World Cup, beat Sweden 2-1. Germany loses that match or draws, they're out. They're done.
Yeah.
And now they're probably into the round of 16.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. One missed kick here, penalty shot post, changes the whole tournament.
Did you see the kick?
I didn't see the kick.
A free kick from the edge of the box. He curled. It was unbelievable. And I mean, when I didn't see it live, I saw the replay and I thought, oh my word! Like in the night, like penalty time. Yeah. It's incredible.
The talent level is unbelievable. And for me, one of the biggest things is Senegal. If they win or tie on Thursday versus Colombia, they're into the playoffs, which they have no business being in that knockout round. But if they get a result, they're in.
There's another one. I mean, Russia and Saudi Arabia, the first match of the 2018 FIFA World Cup, and Russia crushes Saudi Arabia. And Russia's the lowest ranked team in the whole thing. It crushed Saudi Arabia, and Russia's into the round of 16, the lowest ranked team. I mean, that's I've also something that was really compelling to me over the weekend was Iran and Portugal drawing, and not because they had a draw, but because it eliminated Iran. And there was an image, and I believe we have it, an image of a fan crying in the stands with face paint. That is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You cannot compare what soccer means to soccer fans and countries to anything else. It's just not close. You can't do it.
That image, I love seeing really compelling images like that, and I think that kind of stuff is really amazing. I think it's, and that's the kind of stuff to me as a sports fan where I'm like, I need more of this. I need more stuff where I'm just like,
it hits your emotion.
Like grown men crying in the stands and on the field. Like, you don't see that in Canadian sports very often.
No,
unless it's
world sports only with the nation involved.
Oh
right?
man, pretty cool stuff. Coming up on the other side, there's some letters in the studio. I think we're going to talk about.
We're back. You can keep your gloves on, but ours are off.
All right, welcome back, Kinger. We got some letters that came to us recently.
Mailbag was full.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're real or not. Some of them seem pretty real, and I question some of these other ones.
Okay, well, judging from the first one that I got today, it's definitely real. Definitely real.
Okay, fire away if you will.
Okay. Dear Baltimore Orioles, please trade me to a contender so I have a shot to win a championship. I would really love to play third base for the Atlanta Braves. Can you please make this happen? Sincerely, Manny Machado. Clearly, that is a real letter.
Yeah, it is. I think I have one that says, "Dear Manny, no chance." No, I don't have that. But I do have one. Like you
I'm
are
not giving
all
up.
over
I'm not giving up. Machado
I want
to
to
the
see
Braves.
them in here with their face painted one day.
Braves? I could
Yeah.
do it. If Machado goes to the Braves,
Hey, do they still do the
yeah,
they
do.
still do
They
it,
still
eh?
do the tomahawk. Yeah,
Wow, that's
still
amazing.
do it.
That's unbelievable. That
Hey, first place in the NL East. You're gonna see them in playoffs.
how'd they do against the Jays in the month of June, Kinger?
Yeah, well, they're taking some games off.
One
When
and
you
one.
play,
1-1.
When you play a weak team, take some
1-1.
days off.
I believe they have more coming up, don't they?
2 more, yeah, coming up.
Okay. Toronto, I'm sorry it had to end this way. You know I gave you all I could, but in the end, your inept and dangerously useless management team decided to go another route. You will rebound, but your NBA team will not win 59 games next season. In fact, I look forward to the day when the Pistons eliminate the Raptors from the playoffs. Detroit, what? Sincerely, Dwayne Casey.
I'm pretty sure he wrote that.
He did write that. That came in and I read it. I was like, that's my boy Dwayne. That's him.
He really wants to put the screws to the Raptors.
He's gonna put the screws to the Raptors. Coach of the year, like that is like, I don't know. When I saw, I mean, it was pretty much a foregone
It's
conclusion,
so
right?
weird that he got Coach of the Year and traded in the same time.
He didn't get traded. He got fired.
No. Oh, sorry. Like traded, but like he's traded organizations as a Coach of the Year.
Traded organizations. I think if I'm doing Casey, I'm like, you know what? I want to be Coach of the Year as the Pistons coach. Like
Back to back?
I'll take that. No, I'll take that award, but I want to take it as the Pistons coach. not as
Oh,
the
like
Raptors.
when they put it up on the board, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Detroit Pistons. I'd love to see that. Okay, who else you got there?
I got one. Oh, here it is right here. Dear LeBron, we want the Lakers to be great again, like the Kobe Shaq days or when I played every position in an NBA Finals game. You, LeBron, can alone make us great again. Whatever you need done, let me know. I have attached a list of players we're willing to trade off the team. Please don't tell anyone about this conversation, as we seem to get hit with tampering charges very often. Players we will trade if you want. Everyone. Regards, Magic.
Mulga. Make the Lakers great again. Mulga.
Yeah, Magic in the news for tampering almost every year.
Yeah,
And
he
Magic said if they don't make the playoffs in the next 2 years or land major free agents, he's going to step down.
You can land major free agents. Doesn't mean you're going to make the postseason.
LeBron's going there. It's going to happen,
No way.
unfortunately. Yeah,
No
I think
way.
it's going to happen.
If you're LeBron and you're playing for a Cavaliers team that can't win a championship, what makes you think you can go to the Lakers and win one there?
Well, you're gonna have to-
I've said this before. He's about winning championships. That's all he cares about right now. And if he can't win it in Cleveland, he's not going to go to the Lakers where he can't win another.
It's such a small market for him right now. I think it's about his career after basketball for him right now.
It's about winning championships. He wants to catch MJ. He's got 3 to go.
He wants this.
Okay. This one, not sure if that one was real. I'm not sure if this one is either. To the Kings, the Leafs, the Sharks, the Bruins, and the Stars, you know I'm only doing this for a free meal. So thanks for that, John Tavares.
He's probably getting an airplane ticket too.
Yeah, he's getting
So
that as well.
free flight.
That sounds pretty legit to me.
Yeah.
He is only doing it for free meal. He's not going to any of those teams. He's going to
I think-
re-sign with the Islanders.
Wouldn't you say he's using it as a bargaining chip though? Okay,
He's using it
here's
as a
the
free meal.
best offer. Isles, pay me this.
Oh, yeah. It's
right?
all about getting in everybody's head.
Yeah.
It's all about getting in everybody's head.
This is like the classic
Calling
move.
the bluff. It's
Yeah.
everything's involved here.
This is a classic move. Basketball's the worst for this.
Classic Tavares move. Classic Tavares move.
Okay, I got another one here.
Wait a second. I want to go back there for a second. Do you think he's sticking with the Islanders or no?
Oh, yeah, he's sticking with the Islanders. He's just playing it up. He's
okay,
playing
so
it
you
up.
do think, for a second there, for some reason I thought you thought he wasn't sticking with the
Oh, no,
Islanders.
he's sticking with the Isles, and he's going to get
start chucking hands
he's going to
in
get
here.
like $3 million more a year because of him shopping himself around,
Right,
even though
okay,
he's not
okay,
shopping
okay.
himself. Okay. Dear,
I'm sorry, Kinger.
it's okay. Dear OKC Thunder, how does it feel to know that you had 3 NBA MVPs playing together at one point? You decided to trade one away, and the other one didn't want to remain in your organization. What could have been dynasty from Kevin Durant and James Harden?
I don't know what to say to that.
Isn't it weird that they had 3 of the best players in the world all
Yes.
there, and then they decided, no, we're not doing this?
Yes, it is weird. It's not weird. It's
Could you
mismanaged.
imagine?
Mismanaged.
Being owner, GM, assistant GM? I don't care what position in the organization. Thinking back every day,
I'd crawl in a hole and just stay there for life.
I would switch. I would go to baseball, like work in the minor leagues. I would not want to associate myself with basketball.
You're not
after
getting a
that.
job in baseball.
That's
You're
true.
not getting a job in baseball.
Not with that.
Now this one I believe is real. I have no reason to believe it's not. It even came on company letterhead.
Ooh.
Dear Kinger, O ye of little faith, we watch you bash us relentlessly, and we know you gave up your season's tickets. When we return to former glory, we'll politely ask that a space be reserved for you on the bandwagon with the other 40,000 or so fans. By the way, entering Play Tuesday, we're 2 games over 500 for the month. The Toronto Blue Jays.
That probably is true.
That is.
I got a season
came
ticket.
on company letterhead,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah, I got one of those emails already. Stay on board. Listen, it's not a great team. They're playing good baseball right now. I'll give them that. I will give
Okay,
them.
so you're saying they're overachieving right now?
Yeah, they are.
Blue Jays are overachieving right now.
They're below 500. We've been talking about this all year.
They're still
I
below
do like
500.
that they called me out because I have several friends that call me out about the Blue Jays thing. Listen, they will be good, but not for a few years.
Okay.
Last one quick. Dear Greg Norman, I have to say that you're an inspiration to all of us after you posed nude in the ESPN The Body issue. You're absolutely jacked despite 13 surgeries, still finding time to work out 6 days a week at your age. Thank you for your courage, every 50-plus male around the world.
The guy, did you see the photos? The guy is
man.
jacked.
He's got an 8-pack. He's like,
looked like a 40-pack. Just he's huge. I could
Yeah.
not. He didn't look like that. He did not look that big when he golfed.
no. And he says, yeah, I just bought workout stuff and just work out in my house. Well, awesome to be retired. I don't know 50-year-olds that look like that, or
No.
60 or 65, which he is. It's
I
unbelievable.
will say that my old man, lately now he doesn't look as good, but he's also like 100 years old.
Yeah.
No, but in his 50s, he's pretty
rocked it
jacked.
out?
I'll give him that. Yeah, he was a pretty big dude.
Good for him. That takes a lot of effort.
Oh, Greg Norman. I couldn't believe those photos when I saw them.
Yeah, he's
That's
in
jacked.
great shape.
It's huge.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to the last one, Kenner. Oh well.
If you can't score, you might as well drop the gloves.
You learn anything over the weekend, Kinger?
Yeah, learn fishing is hard. Real hard. What about you? What'd you learn?
I learned that Jeremy Blaze and I golfed pretty well at Dakota Dunes, which was a tough course, and the Fat Kids Invitational. I became a fatty over the weekend.
How hot was it there?
It was hot. It was hot, yeah. Saturday was nice. Sunday was, when the sun came out, it felt like it was 50 degrees.
Did you stay hydrated? Make sure no dehydration happened?
Yeah, lots of hydration. Yeah,
Good.
there's lots of hydration.
Good, that's the key.
Lots of hydration Saturday night as well. Not by me so much, but
Others.
yeah, I saw the results. Pretty impressive. Okay, what we learned. I will give you one here, Kinger.
Give it to
What
me.
did we learn from the Dallas Mavericks and Atlanta Hawks trade? What did we learn?
Luka Doncic, that is so hard to say, is going to be the face of Dallas Mavericks. EuroLeague MVP at 18 years old. They believe in him enough to trade up to lose a draft pick the following year. And the Atlanta Hawks, in turn, believed in Trae Young enough, who could have won out of the top 10, to select him on that trade. So a lot of different beliefs, but I think Dallas Mavericks, huge selection. I'm really excited about
Now
what they're
listen,
going
do
to
you worry about this guy coming in to play as an 18-year-old against grown men? I mean, I know he played in the EuroLeague, but I
Yeah.
feel like the NBA is a different league. Well, it is a different league,
100%
obviously.
different. But
Obviously.
EuroLeague MVP at 18, led his team in scoring. He played roughly 70 games this year, and he kind of tapered off, right? Whereas you think about it, college guys are playing 30 games.
Right.
So I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see what he does. He at least is going to be a starter.
Okay.
At least.
All right, we'll go with it.
Lance, what did we learn from the NHL draft?
Many things. But the most prevalent of them all is that this needs to be a 30-minute show. Just stop with all the BS between stop with all of it. And I'm not talking, sorry, I wasn't talking about the draft. This was supposed to be about the NHL awards.
Yes, sorry.
No, that's my fault. Stop with all the theatrics, like the magician and the ventriloquist. Like, just get to the beef of it. Like, if it's a 30-minute show, it's a 30-minute show. We don't need to drag this out over 2 hours. This is like networks needing to fill content. Just stop. That was agonizing to watch, is what it was. I didn't even watch the whole thing. I couldn't tolerate it anymore.
Just gimmicky, right? Lots of gimmicks to try to get people involved.
Just stop.
The people that watch the award shows and the drafts are the diehard fans anyways. So appeal to that audience. They don't need everyone else.
And truthfully, the thing about the award show, and this is kind of what makes certain things obsolete now, is I'm not going to watch the whole show to see all that garbage. I'll just look it up and find out who won what. There's nothing else to see other than the speeches.
YouTube it tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't want to sit through all that nonsense. This is where stations and networks need to hone in and sort this out. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching that for that kind of time.
Was not.
Okay, Kinger. What have you learned about World Cup economics?
Besides the fact that it brings a ton of people to watch, beer companies are getting straight paid. Unfortunately, they're running out of beer not only in Russia, but now in England they're running out of beer because there's so many people going to pubs. This is mind-blowing that they're out of beer. Like, you can't get beer in Russia.
Especially in England.
Yeah, like that's all they do.
How is England running out of beer? Now, that being said, there was a video that came out, I'm not sure if we have it or not, about English fans throwing beers in the pub. There must have been 50 liters of beer that was lost.
Yeah, so that's another day of drinking someone could have had if they didn't throw it around. But yeah, it's crazy, but it just shows this is the world game. This is what everyone watches, right?
Soccer is huge. It is huge. And I can't get over the scope of it when I watch things like this and I hear about countries, not countries running out of beer. I think, my word, this is a big deal. Okay, this sport. All right, what do you got, Kinger?
Okay, it is a big deal. What did we learn from the Roberto Osuna suspension?
We've learned a lot of things, Kinger. We've learned that it's okay to beat the piss out of your wife, but it's okay to do that, but not okay to take PEDs. We're still waiting to learn here a little bit because we've got to find out what the Blue Jays are going to do. Then we're going to really learn about the Roberto Osuna suspension. We mentioned it earlier. This guy has got to be cut loose.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those decisions...
It's going to be real telling here. Sorry, Karen, cut you off there. Yeah. No, I'm not sorry. It's going to be real telling that if the Jays cut this guy loose, what team is going to pick him up? He is one of the best closers in baseball, maybe the best closer in baseball. And some team is going to pick this guy up.
Well, who's the team that always picks up guys with dirty pass? Yankees.
Yeah.
Yankees. And it'll make an already good bullpen better. But they're the team that they just don't care about that. They've proven it already, right?
Oh, so, this is a wild situation. And I'm not totally convinced the Jays get rid of this guy. There is something to be said among some circles for people rehabbing and becoming better people.
Sure.
But I would not want this guy associated with my brand.
Yeah, not right now.
Not anytime.
Yeah.
Not anytime. Yeah. I don't want my brand being associated with having players that beat up their significant others.
And the reality is he's probably going to jail anyway, so.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right. I'm up here.
You were given to me, yep.
What have we learned about Randall Grichuk, who's been pretty good lately?
Yeah, he has been good. I hear about it all the times in my DMs and messages. Might be the most polarizing player I've seen on the Jays for a while. Started out the year, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and a 9.9 batting average, which is less than the Mendoza in his first 27 games. Since coming back from injury, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs, 302 in his last 19 games. That's 2 totally different players. That is a AA player and a fringy all-star.
I don't even know if it's a AA player.
Well, yeah.
I don't even know if that might be a
Class A Dunedin.
Yeah, that actually might be a me. That might be a me for sure. I'm impressed with what's happened to this guy. Like, maybe he should get hurt. So when he goes into the tank, somebody's got to take a bat to his knees or something, get him injured, and have him come back, because he's been unbelievable since he's been back.
Sounds like
and he's pretty good in the field.
Yeah, well, that catch he made the other night,
Yeah,
the home run
he's
catch.
pretty good in the field.
Yeah. There's always the high upside of him. The knock was, is he ever going to get there? He's shown flashes of both, why St. Louis was okay getting rid of him.
Right.
Coming back to you here.
All right.
What did we learn from Calgary's 34-point win over Toronto?
We learned that weather is a great equalizer in football, Kinger. And this goes back to the Grey Cup, when the Toronto Argonauts won the Grey Cup against the Calgary Stampeders. The Calgary Stampeders were the better team, but snow made those teams equal.
Right.
And right now, the Toronto Argonauts look like there's a hole in the boat and it is half sunk in the middle of the ocean with no life rafts. They are awful right now. They're awful right now, and Calgary is dominant. And Bo Levi Mitchell looks real good. He looks real good.
And in this season, there isn't that much time to right the ship.
No, there certainly isn't. It's a bad situation in Toronto, Kinger. A very bad situation.
Yeah, not good. Not good for Argos.
We're back, and the gloves are still off.
Welcome back, sports fans. We've got bold predictions. I think we did, not too long ago, Bold Predictions Revisited, which we were pretty hot on, if I'm not mistaken.
Always hot. I think I got a few more for sure hits coming up here.
Start it off then, King.
Okay. Luka Doncic, I said that better that time. Rookie of the Year next season in the NBA, the number 3 overall pick. Bold?
It's a bit bold. It's a bit bold. I don't know if I agree with it or not.
Okay.
I just feel like he's going to have a real adjustment period in the NBA. A real adjustment period.
I think the skill set's there. He's got like a little Nash Harden kind of mixture,
Fair.
but the same could be said for any kid coming in.
That's
You
true.
got to adjust.
That's true. You know me, Kinger, and my bold predictions about the Blue Jays and monthly. I like to go monthly. Right now, entering play on Tuesday, the Jays are 12-10. They're 2 games above 500 in June. I believe that I said at the end of the month that the Jays would be 4 games above 500 for the month of June.
Right.
Not in total, for the month of
correct.
June. So there's 2 games remaining entering play Tuesday. It's possible. Still a pretty good month, even if the Jays go 500. That's a pretty good June.
Very good month.
July is right around the corner. The Blue Jays are going to finish the month of July with 14 to 16 wins. Keep in mind they only play 24 games because the All-Star break is mixed in there. That means the Jays could feasibly be, well above 500, 4 to 8 games above 500 for the month of July. Can I break it down for you?
Yeah, give it to me.
They play 2 versus the Tigers. I believe that the Jays will win one of those. They play 2 versus the Mets. The Mets are awful.
Yes.
They're going to win both of those. 3 versus the Yankees. The Yankees are hot.
Real hot.
The Jays are not against the Yankees, so they're going to win 1 against the Yankees. 2 versus the Braves. Braves aren't going to win any of those games.
Okay, that's
The
ridiculous.
4 games versus the Red Sox, the Jays will come away with 1 of those wins. They'll sweep the Orioles, 3-game set, win 2 against the Twins out of 3, and against the White Sox, 3-game set, they'll win 2 as well. Now, I put that's 16 wins. I put 14 to 16 because I think that the only series in there that's up for debate is the Braves series. They could win none, they could win 1, they could win 2. I have them down for 2.
I think 500 would be good there. So you're saying 16-8 they could go in 24 games.
They could feasibly go 16-8 or 14-10.
Okay, so that's a decent margin.
I've got
right
them
there.
14 to 16 wins for the month of July.
Yeah, the Braves one, you got to remember Gibbons managing in the NL rules.
His name's John Gibbons, not Givens.
Gibbons, I said Gibbons.
I thought you said Gibbons.
His mind will blow. Like, he cannot function with pinch hitters and like guys coming in and out. Like, don't be surprised if they use all the players on their roster and they don't have anyone left by the 7th inning.
Okay,
he doesn't know the
interleague
rules.
games are only good if they're played in
Yes,
Toronto.
yeah, with the DH, because then he can just roll it out. I think you're being an optimist, but I like it. Because they are hot right now, I will give it to you.
And Randall Grichuk is carrying the team.
Yeah.
No, he's not. But they've been playing decent ball, and there's some winnable series in there. Twins, Orioles, White Sox, Mets. I mean, those are not great teams. The Orioles are awful. The Orioles are an absolute dumpster fire right now.
And they're going to get worse when Machado leaves.
Yeah, for sure.
sooner than later.
Okay. Now that I almost should put a caveat in there, but I'm not going to do that because I've been scolded before about putting those things in there. But I wonder what happens if Jay Happ is gone. If Jay Happ's gone, maybe it changes things. I'm still sticking with my 14 to 16, so I don't want to be getting any chirps that I'm putting.
Trade value's high for Jay Happ. Strike while it's hot.
Hugely high.
Strike while it's
Hugely
hot.
high.
Next season.
I also forgot, Kinger, I'm sorry. I forgot they have 2 games against the A's. I've cut you off twice now. I forgot they have 2 games against the A's because people are probably like, that guy's math is terrible. That's only 14 wins. 2 against the A's, they're going to win both of those too. That's 16. Sorry.
I hope that everyone was counting those as we went. Other thing is, this is reminding me of being at home with my wife. I start talking. She says, no, wait a second, listen to me. So here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Good. LeBron is
Kinger, I forgot to tell you one other thing. No, I totally didn't. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. LeBron's a Laker next year, and they don't make playoffs.
Oh, of course they can't make the playoffs.
Double
Lakers
bowl
are awful.
Best player in the world, though.
Yeah, but that team is worse. That team is worse than the Cavaliers, even with, like, if you took LeBron out of the equation, that team is worse than the Cavaliers.
Yes. With more potential, though, with the youth.
That's true, but it
But
doesn't
you're going to have
matter.
to trade the
It doesn't
potential to
matter.
get LeBron, right? LeBron's not going to just go there. He's going to do a sign and trade if it happens.
It's not going to the Lakers.
Okay.
It's not going to the Lakers.
Good.
I'm telling you right now. You've
Bold.
heard it here first. He's not going to the Lakers.
Lance knows.
You heard it here first. He is going to the Lakers. Well, not first.
He was talking to Windhorst. Lance knows. Brian Windhorst told
Yeah,
him.
there was a tweet actually that came out recently. It's not in our tweet basket. It should be. And it said, who's going to the Lakers if LeBron goes to the Lakers? And the reply was Brian Windhorst.
Yeah, that was funny, actually.
Perfect.
I did see that.
All right.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm kind of going against my past words here, Kinger. I said the Pistons would be garbage. I've said it all along. Like, why would Dwayne Casey want to go to the Pistons? It's a job you're hired to get fired. I've said that before. Now I'm going to say, after winning Coach of the Year, I believe Dwayne Casey's going to influx some new energy into the team. The Pistons finished the 2017-2018 season with 39 wins. Went 39-43. At the end of the 2018-2019 season, the Pistons will have at least 45 wins, which will put them somewhere in the 6 to 8 mark for playoff spots, and they may play the Raptors in the first round.
Whoa. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
There's 2 bold predictions in there: the 45 plus wins and the 6 to 8 spot in the playoffs. And you know me, the playoffs started today. That's not what I'm saying. That drives me nuts.
He likes that.
But they could face the Raptors in the first round. There'd be nothing better than that. Nothing.
Okay. The win total, not going to happen. Not enough talent there, in my opinion, on the team. I know you like Dwayne Casey. I don't think he can get them that high. I will give you.
You think they're worse than the 39 wins they had this past season?
Yeah, I just think they're real bad. Like
they're not a great team. 45 wins doesn't make a great team.
It's doable, but it's a winning record, right? I think 500 would be their max.
All right.
I think they could get a little bit better. So they could make the playoffs. I'll give you the second one.
Okay.
I got one here. This is a real bold one. Alex Ovechkin.
Oh, boy.
Has a slow start to the 2018-2019 season, but shocker, gets much better after Christmas.
Because he's still drunk.
Yeah.
He will still be drunk when the season starts.
That's my lock of the year right there.
Well,
he's going to take like 3 months to skate this off. Like, he's going to be so bad in September, October.
He's so drunk. All right, we only got 30
Give it
seconds.
to me.
Here
What do you
left.
got?
I'm going to
What's
bang
your
one
last
more out here. Ricky Ray's career is over.
Ugh.
And I say this with remorse, Kinger. Like, what we witnessed on the weekend against Calgary was frightening.
Yep.
It was frightening, and nobody should have their career ended that way. Now, he's out of hospital, he's back with family, but his career is done. According to the team, he is going to miss significant time. That's the rest of the season, and his career is done.
Yeah, not how you want to end your
It's
career.
sad. It's a sad way to go out, but that's my bold prediction. Take it or leave it.
It's 100% accurate.
We're back. You can keep your gloves on, but ours are off.
All right, Albert joins us for our last block of the show here, and he's full, Kinger, and I believe I'm starting this one off today. I love this one. Jerry D, at Jerry D. I'm not a big fan of Jerry D.
Right.
I don't typically care for Jerry D's humor, but this is great. It's not even humor, it's just good. I was at a competition last night. All the kids were great, but there were 8 schools competing. They awarded 2 schools the bronze medal, 3 schools the silver medal, and 3 schools the gold medal. If you're keeping track at home, Kinger, that is 8 medals.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, that's 8 medals. Can we please stop doing this? It's okay to tell kids what place they came in. I want to say one thing here, Kinger. If this happens and my kid is in a school, I don't have kids, but if my kid's in a school, I'm telling my kid to not accept the medal. I'm telling them, I don't want you accepting a medal. It's not teaching kids anything. It's not teaching them anything.
This is a societal problem right now.
It's a big problem.
Kids need to learn failure because you're going to fail in life. And that's part of what sports teaches you.
Not only that, but I think that and we're seeing it more and more, that because of this, their kids don't want to fail, and failure is essential to success.
Yeah.
You can only be successful through failure.
100%.
If you want to be a success in life in anything you do, whether it's sports, whether it's sitting at this desk, you have to fail. You have to fail. And that's not teaching kids anything.
And as a side note, I understand this at a really, really young age. My daughter played soccer this year. First time she got a medal for playing soccer, a 3-year-old. She told me she got it for being nice. Different story. Once she starts playing games, you don't get medals for losing.
No way.
You don't.
I'm telling my kids, if I have kids one day, I'm saying to them, if that happens, you can accept the first medal. You are not going to accept the next ones. And even at that, I might say, you're not accepting any of them. I don't want you accepting any of them. I'm going to teach you how this works.
Garbage bag. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. 100%.
Full DB.
We could do a full segment on that.
Bag of douchebaggery.
All right. I am not going to pronounce who this
You
is from.
can't. It's Russian.
No, but underneath it's Lucas Spacito.
Yep.
Is the
Spacito.
English pronunciation.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the top name.
Yeah, no,
That's pretty tough.
I don't speak
That's
Russian.
pretty tough.
You are correct.
Yeah.
A blind and deaf Brazilian fan celebrating Coutinho's goal today.
Dude, this is honestly incredible. Oh, I love this. Like, I can't get enough of watching this.
Oh, man.
I've watched this about 40 times, and it hits me right in the feels every single time. It's incredible.
That's so cool to watch.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like they're cheering for him. And he. I think it's so cool, patting him on the back there, and then he reaches. He's looking for the drum again. Dude, that honestly, if you don't like that, kind of thing, Kinger, you have awesome. No soul. No soul.
That's awesome to watch.
There's a special place in hell reserved just for you if you don't like that video. Greg Zedek, at Zedek Greg. So Greg Zedek is an old buddy of mine. Great dude. Lives up in the Muskokas in Ontario.
Yes.
I thought this was really interesting because I remember when Ricky Romero had an interview with Buck Martinez. It might have been Jamie Campbell at the time. I can't remember Jamie Campbell and what's his name in the booth, Greg Zahn, or if it was Buck Martinez.
Usually Zahni's up there with them, yeah.
Well, no, I mean when they were calling games for Sportsnet.
Yep.
Okay, but I remember seeing Ricky Romero's first interview when he was selected by the Blue Jays. And he came in, I believe he pitched the next season with the Jays.
Yeah,
he was pitching
he
in
flew
the
up
majors.
fast, yeah.
Seeing Ricky Romero in the stands watching the hashtag Blue Jays is a sad reminder of how quickly it can slip away. Only 5 years removed from his days with the Jays, and that is true.
Yeah, and he had a couple good seasons.
I remember the year he was the ace.
Yeah.
They classified him as the ace of the staff.
Just shows that the margin for error is so thin.
In every sport.
Yeah.
And we haven't even touched on the NHL draft and a local kid, Chase Waters, not drafted.
Right.
That is the difference. And he's a good little player. He's got great work ethic.
Yep.
That's the difference between being an NHLer or not.
Yep.
And I thought for sure he'd get drafted.
And that's one of those things that pushes some of those guys that don't get drafted or get drafted really low, pushes them to excel. We talk about the failure piece. They didn't get what everyone else got. Now they're
what
more
are we going to
hungry.
see out of a local kid like that, right?
I bet she's going to be hungry. Back to the World Cup.
Yep.
Senegal fans clearing their section before leaving the stadium after their historic victory against Poland. This is class.
Can anybody who goes to a stadium just take a cue from this?
This is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
And this is like a cultural thing. This is how much they care for the game and the stadium and the sport and just in general. This is awesome.
This shows the respect that this fan base has for themselves, as you said, for themselves, for the people that work the stadium, for the teams. I think it's unheard of is what it is. I couldn't believe when I saw it. I thought, what am I watching here that nobody does this?
Yeah. It just shows you what people take for granted, really.
Toronto Baghead, at Toronto Baghead. Which was more embarrassing to watch? The NHL awards show or your parents' sex video? And the NHL awards show won 74% to 26. And it's true. It's true.
Yeah, true.
Like
100%.
honestly, it's an embarrassing show.
It is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing that it got compared to that.
Just goes to show what the people want to see, and it's not the NHL awards show.
Not the other thing either. Not the other.
26% believe it's not worth watching, but 74% believe it's worth watching. That's scary, actually. Scary.
Pete Blackburn here,
Right.
at Pete Blackburn. Oh my God, the magician screwed up and then got snubbed by Kopitar.
This is supposed to come out in a picture.
This is they call this a double fail. Whoops, upside down.
And he's like quickly trying to rearrange it as he says his name.
Turns
Kopitar.
out
Yeah,
he's not
you
so
loser.
good. Oh, sweet.
I love it.
Hey.
I love it. Like, that's awesome stuff. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out. Okay, Corporal Matthews. This is Corporal Matthews, Kinger. It's
Hello.
not. We don't get the mother ones though.
Oh.
We don't get the mother ones until the season starts. I'm pretty sure. There's been some good hot fire from Corporal Matthews.
Good.
And this is another one that I like. I can't believe how pissy everyday people get about the NHL awards. With all due respect, who gives a, you know what that word is. If you're harassing sports writers about their NHL awards votes in the middle of June, I'd say it's time to reevaluate how you're spending your summer, friends. It's so true. Like, what are you doing? Why are you so concerned about this?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
It's important, but it's not.
It's not. It's not.
No, the awards are great, but like,
It's not important.
yeah.
Maybe it is, and I'm sure it is to NHLers. And I feel like when I watch the NHL awards ceremony, when I hear about the awards, there's one award to me that matters. If I'm a player, there's one award that matters.
Which one?
And it's the one McDavid one. I forget what it is now. Lester B. Pearson, where the players in the league choose the most valuable player. Is that the Pearson?
Yeah, the players choose.
That is the only award that matters. That's it. You're being chosen by your peers who's the most valuable player.
Yeah, that's when the awards really mean something.
Sure.
Because in any sport, writers and people of opinions, there's always like an agenda. But the players know who the best players. The coaches know who the best coach is.
Right, for sure.
That's the way it goes.
Oh, I think that tweet is bang on. When I read it, I was like, oh my God, it's right on the money.
Better stuff.